Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well today and I hope you've had a beautiful day. And today I will be doing Psalm 7, 15, and 16. He made a pit and dug it out, and has fallen into the ditch which he made. His trouble shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down on his own crown. And you know, there are those out there that are asking the question, why they are getting sick. Well, for some, it may be retribution for some of the things that you've done, because the things that you've done, I do believe Father is starting to dole out punishment for those things. And if you send spells to someone, as I've said so many times, they are now like boomeranging back to you, multiplied, as I always tell you. And I also have to say that more than likely, you are not built to handle it, because whatever you put out to whomever you send it to, it will come back to you with that force and multiplied. I'm not sure, how much it's going to be multiplied. You'd have to probably pray about it and ask Father. But it will come back to you, and it is multiplied for what you've sent out to whomever it may be. And hopefully you're not doing unaliving spells, because the time for fun and games, it's over. It is truly over. And you send out these love, evil eye, I know you do jar spells, and envy, greed, wanting money, doing blocking spells for relationships and these kind of things. All those are going to come back to you. You are going to live exactly what you wished for others. So be careful what you do, and be careful what you wish for, because what you send out, it's going to come right back to you, and it will be multiplied. So if you send out, these spells trying to do any of those things that I mentioned, or anything else, whatever you send out to someone else, it's coming back to you, and it will be multiplied. And for the state that some of you are in, with some of the physical problems you've got and diseases, you may not be able to take it. So you need to watch what you're doing, and what you send out, to another person, because it will come back to you, and you won't like it. And if you really knew underneath what you're really doing, you wouldn't be doing it at all. But you keep wanting to push those buttons because you can't seem to, help it, or I'm not sure why. At this point, it's really not very smart to do, but you keep doing it anyway, so you'll have to deal with the consequences. And everyone, please, as I always tell you, stay close to your Father. Always keep in prayer, because there's silliness that always abounds, and these people that are playing these silly games, they're going to get silly prizes to go right along with it, unfortunately. And for those of you out there, that are upset because others are winning, instead of being disgusting to others, be happy for them. Each and every one of us, and so did you, have a choice as to what to do. Everyone does. If God brought you here to do something, and a person chooses not to do it, that's fine, that's on you. But being upset when you see things start to happen, you can't just jump in there now when things are starting to happen. You have to do the work, just like everybody does. Nothing is free. You have to work for it. And like I've always said, the dark night of the soul, it's a hard thing to go through, but we all have to go through it. And you need to finish the work that you've started out to do. and you know, for everyone, no matter who it is, you know, when you get on this journey, you do have to finish all the work, you know, that you do, and sometimes you're not going to feel like it. You know, if you need a break, by all means, take a break. If you're tired, rest. You do need to rest. And take time for yourself, take care of yourself, keep up with the things that you need to do to, you know, for personal health and hygiene, because it is very important. You know, ladies, keep your nails done. Men, you know, keep your beards trimmed, you know, whatever you need to do to keep yourself up. Everybody needs to do that if you're going this route. And, you know, once again, you know, if you pick the route of wanting a soulmate, it can be that's a whole nother story. And it can be a lot more than what you could ever imagine. It's a lot on you, on both of you. And a lot of times it doesn't work out the way you think it will. Everybody always has free will, and if they choose not to do, you know, what they've been called to do, that's on, you know, whoever wants to do it, that's up to them. But, you know, folks, if you have done that, anybody that has done that, you know, don't be upset about it. If you see other people doing well, be happy for them, just as you would want someone to be happy for you if it were you. We should always be happy for others, you know, because our turn will come, you know. When it's our turn, you know, people should also be happy for us. And that is the way it should go. We should all be loving each other and, you know, help each other to do our very best. That's what we're all here for. So with that being said, everybody, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the evening. And I love you so much. God loves you even more. And as always, thank you for always listening to me.